What up, y'all? You are now entering the stage of the Buckshot Shorty. Why I say that? Because that's Black Moon Enter the Stage, one of my favorite groups out of Brooklyn, New York. And since I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets, why not do an introduction for Brooklyn? Where Brooklyn at, right? The Nets, KD and Kyrie Irving prove again why they're extremely clutch. Okay, being clutch is something that you could rely on all year long. Now, in some situations, you're just going to have situations where you fail, okay? You're not going to come through all the time. You're going to wet the bed sometimes. But a reliable clutch player is a guy that you put trust in or you have stock in. And you be like, hey, you know what? 9 out of 10 times I believe that this guy is going to come through. And that's what the Brooklyn Nets got, okay? They got two guys that know how to close out a game. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving had 25, Kevin Durant had 33. And probably one of the best games of the season so far. It's early, but it's one of the best games, a thriller. Okay, even Steve Nash was like, man, I need a beer after this one. You know, because it was just fun to watch, going back and forth. Collins dropped, I think, 33 or 30, if I'm not mistaken. And he kept the Atlanta Hawks afloat. They were getting busy, man. They were going back and forth. I didn't have the luxury of watching the game in full entirety. I caught some highlights. I caught a quarter or two, and I couldn't watch the rest. You know, I currently right now don't have the resources to watch the game until tomorrow. So, sucks for me, man. I was kind of unprepared for this regular season. You know, I go to another country. Then all of a sudden they announced that the season's coming back. I was unprepared. You know, it's not something I was prepared for. I thought it was going to at least take a break, a hot minute, you know, a couple of months. Then I could get more situated. But nevertheless, they're back. NBA is back. And one thing I'm turned off about the season so far is the regular season injuries. That shit is just not fun to watch. You know, a lot of players are getting hurt. They're missing the games here and there. You know, some of your favorite players, some of the superstars are getting hurt, man. This is going to be an injury-riddled season. You know what I'm saying? And that's not fun, but it is what it is. And I'm also upset the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are representing New York instead of the guys in orange and blue. Okay, I'd much rather have the guys in orange and blue represent for New York, you know? Coming up in New York, when you live up in Queens, we always refer to Manhattan as the Mecca, the main city. Be like, oh, I'm going to the city. You're going to Manhattan. You know, even though we live in the city technically, because Queens is a borough of New York. You know, but I kind of wish we had even a team in Queens. That even would be good. You know what I'm saying? Put it in Corona, Flushing Meadow Park area. You know, somewhere around there. But I really wish that we could do something like that, man. But KD hitting a hammer with that 33 points he scored. He sealed it with a dunk that put an exclamation mark on the whole game. And then Kyrie hit a jumper prior to that. So both of those guys did exactly what they need to close out the game. You know, and Kyrie Irving was right about one thing. He is playing with a guy in Kevin Durant that he feels that, hey, I could give this ball to this guy and he could close the game out perfectly. So when he said something like that, I understand what he meant, but I still thought it was disrespect at the same time. But I understand what he meant. He feels like he got another closer that's just as equal as he is. Like he doesn't have to worry about this guy closing the game. You know, it's more of a trust factor. And that's what he got with that team, man. Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant may be the best duo in basketball, and they're making a case for it. So it is what it is. Prince Sports out. Shout out to Ravenswood. Shout out to QB, Queensbridge. Shout out to Southside Jamaica. And all over Queens, man. You know, even though I don't live in Queens no more, I still get my, you know, memories and reminisce a lot. And there's nothing like it, man. I think it's the best borough in New York. And I'm just blessed to be even from Queens, if you ask me. You know, 40 aside, building 4006, you know, Vernon Boulevard, 10th Street crew. QB all day, every day. You know, it's how I rep. You know, it's what I do. Shout out to the 41st side, the hill, all of that. You know, it's how we get down, man. And, you know, shout out to Astoria, PJs, Ravenswood, all of that. 35th Ave, you know, any Queensview co-op apartment buildings, man. I ran through all of that when you talking about Queens, man. You can't mention Queens without mentioning your boy. You know, I know all of that. All them blocks, Corona, Northern Boulevard, Left Rack City, you know, 57 Ave, all of that. You mention it. Been there, done that. Every block, every hood in Queens. Prince Sports out. Peace.